So I am officially back from attending Black Romance Book Festival in Atlanta, Georgia. That took place this past weekend. I had the pleasure and honor of going to the event as a content creator, and I also moderated two panels. And before we hop into this nice haul of books that I picked up while at the event, I just want to share a few thoughts and moments and reflections of the event itself. This is the second year that I've had the honor of attending the book event, and every year after I leave, I always feel just so full from having the opportunity to connect with some of my mutual fellow content creators, some of my actual friends that we share a love for books, and just be a part of a community, being around all of my favorite authors, getting exposed to new authors, sitting in panels, and this year getting the opportunity to actually moderate two panels. I had that pleasure of doing it on Sunday, and it was just such a wonderful experience. Now, if you did not know, Black Romance Book Festival is in its second year, and this year the attendance pretty much I want to say almost tripled at this point, because I think there were over 3,000 people in attendance, and it was a time. Okay, we had the Omni full to capacity. Okay, I know they were pleasantly overwhelmed, and of course anytime you have an event with large numbers of people, there are going to be hiccups. But if there's one thing the Black Romance Book Festival team is going to do, baby, they are going to stay on top of it and try to solve problems in real time. And I absolutely love that about them. They are giving us a space to partake in one of our favorite passions, a space that feels like community with people who clearly have a like-minded and shared interest, and they're always going to have my love for that. So I just wanted to say I had a really good time. Now let's get into these books, okay? So because I went as a content creator, I did get several books comped by the event. It was included in my swag bag, but I also got to attend some breakout sessions with book publishers, and they gave us free books. I attended an add-on where we did a book swap, so I picked up books there, and I also had a couple of pre-orders. So without more of me yapping, let's get into the books. So I want to hop into the books that I actually pre-order and purchase myself. And the first book I want to show you is Problematic by Lady Nisha. Now, I read this book. I devoured this thick book, okay, cliffhanger and all, immediately when it was released. But because I love the book so much, I wanted to have the physical copy. And thanks to my girl Asha, I was able to pick this one up because I was already knee deep in Evelyn Latrice's line, and there would have been no way for me to pick this one up. But because she was in line and she was getting hers, she got mine, and I absolutely love her for it. So if you have been following me, then you know earlier this year, I got into Evelyn Latrice's catalog for the first time, and I started with the Eighth Wonder series. Love the series so much that I wanted to have the physicals. So I got the entire Eighth Wonder series from Evelyn Latrice. This includes 6 books, and that is To the Moon, Beyond the Stars, Woke Up in Mars, Chasing Galaxies, Standing in the Sun, and Falling into Gravity. So I am so excited that I am finally able to give these books a home on my bookshelf. I was able to get 3 books from Netra Antoinette's table, and that includes the body language book, which I think that this includes both book 1 and book 2 just combined into one physical copy. I also got Mind Games by her, and I got Private Lessons. And I absolutely love these covers, and I am excited to get into these. I got Chemistry by Kyria Cachet. I am so excited to read this. This is a part of the Sweetest Lessons series, and there were I want to say 6 books by different authors that made up this series. I have been making my way down the series, and this one is the next one that I needed to read. I got 3 books from Kennedy B. Now, Kennedy B is a new to me author. I walked past her table and I was like, let me get one of everything that you have. So the 3 books that I picked up is Another Constant, Faulted Infatuation, and Where Home Lies. Now, I did not read the synopsis for any of these books, but the covers eat down. I've heard some good things about Kennedy B, so I'm excited to get into her catalog. Now, if you know anything about me as a reader, you know I absolutely love those supernatural, paranormal streets. And when you think about supernatural and paranormal, one of the authors that should come to mind is Drea Anderson, okay? So let me tell you something. I had a pre-order from Drea Anderson, but because I had such a busy weekend, I kind of forgot that I had a pre-order. But she sent an email. I mean, when I say at the 11th hour and was like, baby girl, please come get your books. Hate to leave here without you getting your books. And the way that I ran to her table, I'm talking about this had to be like the last maybe like 10 or 15 minutes before the event was over, okay? But she had my books there. And when I got to the table, of course, I was like, yes, let me get my pre-order, but let me also get one of whatever you still have left on the table. So with that being said, I ended up getting I got 5 books from her. The 5th book that I got was The Crownless King, which I love that book down so bad. Okay, I've talked about it several times. It is literally one of my favorite reads from this year. And I had already bought the physical copy. So when I pre-ordered it, I was like, you know, I'm going to take this opportunity and gift it to a friend. So that is what I did with the copy that I bought from BRBF. But the other 4 books that I picked up was One Night Until Forever. I also got Hers to Call. I got the Hamilton brothers, and I got Devin, which I have talked about Devin and Declan as well. And we go way back. I absolutely love these books. Okay, so that is it as far as the books that I actually purchased, right? But like I said, I had the opportunity to go to like a morning pastry book swap where I brought 3 books from home and I was to swap them with other attendees of this particular breakout session. So from there, I actually swapped 2 books, and then they also had like a slew of free books that we were able to take and pick and choose from. So let's talk about those. Okay, and we're gonna come in hot. I'm not sure why she brought this to the swap, but baby, as soon as I saw it, I knew it was coming home with me. I got Blue Valentine by Nina. If you know, you know. I also swapped A Night with Miss Grinch by Lauren Lacey. And if you know me, you know I love a good little holiday novella. And since the holidays will be here before you know it, this will be right here for me to pick up. Okay, so at the book swap, they gave us 3 bookmarks and they said, hey, you can redeem each of these bookmarks to pick one of the books off of the table. And I believe that this room was sponsored by Penguin Random House. So starting off strong and coming in hot, I picked up Cleopatra by Sarah L. Arifi. Now, this has been on my TBR, okay? It's been on my list of things that I wanted to read, especially after I read I, Medusa. I was like, I don't know. I think I might really like this genre of books where they're taking like an existing story and kind of like doing a retelling of it. And I'm really excited to get into this one. I got Once Upon a Time in Bollywood by Ashley Jordan. Okay, so the 3rd book that I was able to get from the pastry like book swap event was like a 2-in-1 book. Look at this cover, right? So it's like 2 books in one by 2 different authors. And one is A Royal Heart by Nana Malone. And the other one is Shattered Innocence by Sarah Kate. And this is like a Cinderella retelling. And this one is like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And if you know me, then you know that I enjoy a fairy tale retelling book, okay? It's just something about it that I love. And when you make the story dark, I'm gonna eat it up. So another opportunity that I got during the event was to attend a little influencer content creator like mix and meet with some book publishers, and Thomas Nelson sponsored one of those events, and I was able to meet all 3 authors as well as receive advanced reader copies for these 3 books. Okay, so the first book that I picked up was The Ladies' Hall by Vanessa Miller. And this is like a historical, like women's fiction book. And I'm excited because I've heard great things about Vanessa Miller and I have been wanting to hop into her work. I also got All My Sisters in Me by Cheryl Lister. This is another new to me author, and this is like a women's fiction book. And the way that she described it, I absolutely want to read about like the different details and stories between these 4 women and how they're connected. And finally, I was able to get Writer in Residence by Rhonda McKnight. This is an advanced reader copy of her soon to drop contemporary romance. This one seems to be focused on someone that is really confronting like the ghost of their past and also being able to like stumble across romance along the way. During my creator meet and greet session, I had the opportunity to meet another new to me author. Her name is Adina Reed, and she gave me a copy of her latest novella. It is called 72 Hours, and it's an erotica, y'all. So this one is giving real spicy. Okay, finally, I want to talk about the books that came inside of my creator swag bag from the Black Romance Book Festival team. And when I tell you they did not come to play, that they stacked this bag, okay? Because my bag came with 5 books, okay? So let's talk about the 5 books that came in my bag. First book I got is Don't Tell Me How It Ends by Adrienne Thurman. This is another new to me author. This is a contemporary romance that gives a girl who is being dragged into her sister's matchmaking business, and we get to see how that all unfolds. The next book that I got in my bag is The Art of Loving You by Natasha Bishop. If you know me, you know that this is a Natasha Bishop stan account, okay? I was so excited when I saw this book was in my bag. Literally elated, okay? I did already purchase the physical copy, so I do want to maybe do a giveaway or something like that for this book so that someone else can enjoy it and we can read it together. I also received this beautiful hardcover edition of Unlike Before by J.B. Vample. This book, look at these edges. Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. It's like wrapped in plastic. I'm scared to take it out because it is so cute. I love everything about it, okay? This book seems like it is based upon 2 people who are trying to overcome like their past trauma to get a chance at falling in love again. I also got these Kindred Hearts. This is an anthology. It has 17 tales of love and magic by a multitude of authors, and this is all centered around like YA romantasy. Again, there's tons of authors that contributed to this project, but just to name a couple, I see Nia Davenport, Kaylin Bayron, Nikki T. Grant. All of this just sounds so exciting because I have really been stepping into romantasy this year. So this seems like it's going to be fun. Okay, so for my final book, y'all, I just had to prepare you because I was hoping I would get an arc of this book. So for me to open my swag bag and find it, baby, I was ecstatic, okay? I got an advanced reader copy of Ember by Naima Simone. If you know me, then you already know The Huntsman was one of my favorite reads from 2025. I literally can't stop talking about it because I love an unhinged, dark female main character, okay? So when I found out she was dropping Ember, I was like, please put me in the good graces to be able to do an advanced read of this book. And guess what? It was in my bag, okay? Your girl is going to devour this. So as you can see, I clearly came, saw, and conquered, okay? Getting all of these books from Black Romance Book Festival. And I just hope I get the opportunity to attend next year because it is always such a good time.